So last week's lesson was on subtraction, and this week's lesson is going to be on multiplication. Can anybody tell me what the symbol of multiplication is? Yes, Susan?
X.
X. That is correct. So let's start off by defining multiplication. So everybody please take out your math notebooks and copy this down. So multiplication is the repeated process of addition. In other words, we can add numbers in groups. So adding in groups. So for example, we have the problem 3 times 7. So in order, the way we group this is we look at the first number. So what is the first number presented here? Yes, Susan?
3.
So 3. So we know that we have to make 3 groups. So let's first draw out 3 groups. So then the second number shows us how many items go into each group. So over here there are 3 groups of 7. So we're going to be drawing circles as our item. So now we have 3 groups of 7 items in each. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make one big group. And add all of the items together. So in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we have 21 in total. So we're going to go over some keywords of multiplication. So did everybody have this written down in their notebooks?
Almost.
Okay, take a few more minutes to write this down. Is everybody finished?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to move on to key words. The first keyword we will be learning about is product. So the product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Our second keyword is going to be factors. The definition of factors is the numbers, because we are multiplying more than one number. The numbers multiplied together to get the product. So for example, in our previous example we had the equation 3 times 7 equals 21. So by looking at the keywords and their definitions, who can point out the factors of this equation? Yes, Susan?
3 and 7.
Correct. Now why are 3 and 7 the factors? Yes, Susan?
Because
We can look at the definition for help. So because the factors, the definition is the numbers multiplied together to get the product. So these two numbers, 3 and 7, are multiplied to get the product. So 3 and 7 are the factors. So if 3 and 7 are the factors, what would be the product?
21.
Good job. Okay, so now let's move on to learning some more keywords. So we have already learned product, factors. Another keyword would be multiply. Another keyword would be times, double, or triple. So these are some keywords that you can look for in your problems to know that it pertains to multiplication. So these are some keywords to look for in your problems. So let's move on to doing some examples. So our first example will be 2 times 3. So going back to our example, our first example, we had 3 times 7. And we knew that we had to make 3 groups of 7. So in this problem, 2 is our first number. So let's make a star here. So in this case, we have to make 2 groups of 3. So first, we're going to make our 2 groups. 1 group and 2 groups. So 2 groups of 3. That means there are 3 items in each group. So we're going to be using triangles. So we have 3 items in 2 groups. So now let's merge these 2 groups into one group. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. Okay. So let's try another problem with the same numbers, except this time they're switched. So let's see if we get the same answer this time. So in this problem we have to do 3 groups. 3 groups of how many items in each group?
2.
Yes. So 3 groups of 2. So first, we make our 3 groups. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 2 items in each group. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So we have 3 groups here with 2 items in each group. Now let's merge these groups into one big group like we did in the previous problem. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So does this answer look similar to this answer?
Yes.
Yes. So we see, so can we conclude that 2 times 3 equals 3 times 2?
Yes.
So what does 2 times 3 equal?
6.
6. And what does 3 times 2 equal?
6.
Correct. So 6 equals 6. Now let's try another problem. So for this one we will try, this will be number 3. We will do 3 times 4. So what is our first, who can tell me what our first step is in this problem? What's the first step that we have to do, yes?
Make 3 groups of 4.
Good job. Make 3 groups of 4. So let's make 3 groups. 1, 2, 3, with 4 items in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 3 groups with 4 items in each. So now let's add up all of these groups into one big group. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when we add it up, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, let's move on to another problem, also similar to this, except this time the numbers are switched around. So what is our first step that we must do in this problem? Yes, Susan?
Make 4 steps of 3.
Sure. We make 4 groups of 3. So let's make 1, 2, 3, 4 of 3. We'll use 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have to merge these groups together and we get one big group. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So does this problem look similar to this problem?
Yes.
Let's check our answers. Does 3 times 4 equal 4 times 3? So what does 3 times 4 equal?
12.
And what does 4 times 3 equal?
12.
That is correct. So now everyone has on their desk a worksheet with 2 problems on it. So if everybody would just take 5 minutes to please work on that worksheet. You may work with partners if you may need to. Okay, so in this problem, you have 5 times 4. So what do you think the first step is in this problem?
To make 5 groups of 4.
Good job. Well, over here it looks like you have 4 groups. So we may need to add, so how many more groups do we need to add to get 5 groups if you have 4?
1.
Good job. And then there's 4 in each group, so how many in total?
20.
Good job. Now would you like to try the next one on your own, or would you want me to help you?
Can you help?
Okay, sure. So this one is, for this problem, is almost similar like this problem, but this time the numbers are switched. So that one was 5 times 4, this is 4 times 5. So how many groups do we need for this problem?
4.
4, and how many items in each group?
5.
Good job. So now, if we make 4 groups of 5, with 5 items in each, now let's add the total. And how much is the total here?
20.
Good job. So can we say that 4 times 5 equals 5 times 4? So does 20 equal 20?
Yes.
Okay, so now why don't you try the last problem on your own? So I can see that some of you are having some trouble with the last problem. So why don't we try to bring our focus to the front of the board and try it as a class. So that problem was asking 2 times 6. So who can tell me once again what the first step is in